You're looking live at the South Putnam Gymnasium here on the ISC Sports Network, the site of Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader of the South Putnam-North Putnam rivalry as the boys of South Putnam get set to take on the boys of North Putnam. The Cougars versus the Eagles here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Coach Bill Finland, I'm Kurt Darling. Today's game brought to you by Endeavor Communications. Internet speeds up to a gig. Be sure to learn more at weendeavor.com. Well, Bill, here we are for Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. The girls of South Putnam getting the victory over North Putnam earlier tonight. Final score, a 50-39 contest in that one. Now we have the boys' turn here to put on a good show, and for one of these teams, them being the North Putnam Cougars, it's their season opener. So kind of going into this one right out of the gate here with their county rival.
Well, very different situation than the girls, in that the girls are about a third of the way through their season and the boys are just beginning. So when you're just beginning, you're still trying to figure out who's going to do what, where you're going to get the scoring from, who your defenders are going to be, who's going to go get rebounds for you. Roles are still being defined. And then you got the thing that happens in every first game, maybe a little bit of first night jitters and those sorts of things. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that.
South Putnam, the team that has already gotten one game under their belts. They are 0-1 coming into this. They had a season-opening loss to Clay City. But, Coach, that was 10 days ago. So, from a coaching perspective, how do you prepare a team knowing that you have your season opener and then 10 days later you play your Game 2 of the season?
Well, you take it like you're still in preseason, right? So, you take that game, even though it shows up on your record, you see it as a little bit of a scrimmage-type opportunity, and now the games are going to start coming fast and furious, and starting with tonight with a county rivalry game.
There you see on your screen warming up, that is Isaac Pickle. Now he is a 6'6" sophomore for North Putnam. He has certainly been a difference maker coming off of this past season. As a freshman, he was averaging about 3 points per contest. But Coach, talking with Coach Vince Brooks earlier this week, he has a lot of unique roles that you will definitely see as he comes off the bench for this Cougar squad.
Well, he's got great length, great size, and just starting to get great experience. So we'll keep an eye on Isaac tonight and see how he's developed from his freshman year into his sophomore year.
On the other side of the coin for South Putnam, there you see Drew Hill. He is the senior. He had 17 points for Clay City, but a season ago, he was really the go-to guy to really try and keep this South Putnam team moving. But the thing is, though, Coach, and I was talking with Coach Josh Estridge about this with him earlier this week as well, Coach Estridge is the 4th coach that he has had in 4 seasons. So how, as a player, how do you kind of process that, knowing that once again you're going into a new system and a new atmosphere with head coach Estridge?
There's good news and bad news. The good news is all those coaches let Drew Hill shoot it. So he's going to keep shooting it no matter who's coaching, I'm guessing. And the big thing for them is, is it just going to be him, or are you going to be able to find some scoring from some other guys and really try to spread it out and do it as a team? So we'll have to keep an eye on that tonight.
And you've certainly found the scoring as well in Isaac Gardner, who is the number 21 freshman right there. He scored 9 points in their season opener against Clay City. He was 3 of 5 from the field. All 3 of those shots coming from behind the arc. So having some freshman talent come in here to kind of bolster the South Putnam squad.
Yeah, absolutely. When a guy's a freshman, you don't know if that's an aberration or he's going to be able to do that every night, and we'll keep an eye on him as well.
North Putnam, a lot more experience, though. They do not have a freshman on their roster at all, but still, they have plenty of seniors, Brogan Woodall being one of them, Brady Barber the other. He is one of the team captains as well. And also, a couple of those names might be familiar to you if you are watching and, of course, follow the North Putnam Cougars football team. North Putnam made it very far in the football tournament this year. So far, in fact, that they had to reschedule their game against Southmont, which was due to be their season opener. But because they had so many players on the football team, they had to move things back a little bit, and now this is their season opener.
Well, it's good that they're able to, we're talking about small schools, and the good athletes are going to play multiple sports, and it's incumbent on the school to accommodate those kids, and I'm glad they were able to do that.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for North Putnam. Again, you see a lot of familiar names here from a season ago. Caden Helderman going to be one of them. He is the second leading scorer coming from last season's squad. He had a season-high 23 points against Brown County just a season ago. But you'll also see Nolan Hackelman. He is the first leading scorer from a season ago, averaging 11 per contest. He also had 23 points in a big sectional semifinal against Riverton Park. Of course, he is someone who Coach Brooks loves to coach, in fact, and that he never gets tired. He shot 42% from a season ago. Now the starting lineups here for the South Putnam Eagles, again under their first-year head coach Josh Estridge, who is coming to South Putnam from Plainfield, where he was an assistant under head coach Andy Weaver, who has certainly built a heck of a program there at Plainfield. But now we take a look at these starters here for South Putnam, and Wyatt Mullen, he is the quarterback for the South Putnam Eagles football team, who has certainly made a lot of strides as well for their football program. But still, you see Drew Hill as well as Parker Harris adding some length as well. And then Khalil Jefferson, number 34. He's young, but he also adds some length as well for the South Putnam squad. So there you have your starting lineups there for both of these squads here. So, Coach, as we continue to get introduced to these squads here, as we get closer to tip-off here, what are some things that you're going to be looking at based on how you've seen these teams match up on paper?
Well, you know the stat that I love, and that is the extra possession stat. That doesn't change. I sound like a little bit of a broken record, but you know, you want to limit your turnovers. You want to try to create some turnovers because that's where the extra possessions lie. If you're shooting well, you're going to miss half your shots, right? And so going to get some of those misses is where you also get extra possessions. So that is a stat that I think is a winning stat, and we'll see who does the best job of taking care of the basketball tonight and going to the offensive glass to create extra opportunities.
Pretty good crowd on hand here to witness this incredibly big county rivalry. It is certainly one to watch game in and game out as we get to this one. Of course, for North Putnam, it is their season opener, a county rivalry right out of the gate as they try to set the tone for their season. It'll be Jefferson squaring off here with Hackelman at center court. We're underway. And already out of the gate, you see Wyatt Mullen, again the quarterback for the football team here for South Putnam, gets things moving here as the point guard. And a big shot that time from who else? Drew Hill getting things going.
Well, you may remember we had this game last year, and
big steal and going up and in. Khalil Jefferson can't quite get that one to go.
I think it was Veterans Night. Everybody was in camouflage.
It was.
And Drew Hill must have been in camouflage too, because North Put had a hard time finding it. He scored a lot of points that night. I can't remember exactly what he had, but he had a big night.
I think he had a 20-burger. Wyatt Mullen up top. Gets it back now this time, trying to get it now to Barber. And it's stolen away that time. Driving right to the lane that time. And Barber, or rather, Nolan Hackelman, able to get things going early here. Right down the lane. Drew Hill again. Three ball falls that time. A big one there for North Putnam. That was Brady Barber.
Pretty good screen by Khalil Jefferson. They were able to get the ball moving one side of the floor to the other, and he was able to screen in the help defender, leaving him wide open for that three.
Backdoor cut trying to get it to Woodall, and it goes out of bounds that time. That was actually Parker Harris there on trying to get it inside. And it goes out of bounds, still stays here with South Putnam. Here's Bozell trying to get it into the lane. Good defense that time, but trying to get it to Jefferson on the backdoor cut. Stolen away here by the Cougars. Turning it back around. 3 ball up and in that time. And that is Jalen Windmiller. 2 of the 3 shots made so far here by North Putnam have been from behind the arc. Here's Drew Hill, and we're going to get a foul coming up for the first time here in this contest. Check in for the first time here today. Of course, we talked about him earlier in the pregame here for North Putnam. Take a look at this shot again from Helderman.
A lot of overhelping by South Putt. Ball's getting driven, getting weaved. Guys are paying a little too much attention to the ball, not enough attention to their guy, and leaving people open at the three-point line. And North Putt's been able to cash in a couple times here early.
Endeavor Communications thanks you for watching today's presentation of local high school hoops. We're proud to be a part of this event and wish all the athletes good luck during this competition. Together, with our members, Endeavor Communication is committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about the communities we serve and services we offer, visit weendeavor.com. So Coach Vince Brooks in his 5th season now as the head coach of the Cougars, talking up his squad. Pretty crisp start for his Cougars, to say the least.
Yeah, well, they're driving it into the lane, they're pitching it, they're moving the defense, and then finding the open guy. It's a pretty good formula.
And speaking of open guys, Drew Hill has been the only one open so far here for South Putnam. So if you're the Eagles, definitely want to try and get other players open here, as the full court press nearly works right there for North Putnam.
A little bit surprised by that pressure right there. I don't think they saw that coming. North Putt coming out of the timeout and trying to heat him up a little bit.
Looking inside, Jefferson one-on-one, and that's an easy shot right there. So Jefferson with his first 2 buckets, or first 2 points of the night, rather. Farrington kicks it back out as Windmiller tries again from deep. Nothing there, but a big offensive rebound comes down for Hackelman. And now we have a player down here on the far side, as it's about a 5-on-4 deficit here for South Putnam. But now we're going to get a stoppage in play, as that is Matt Farrington, the captain, who is down on the floor here on the near side.
Looks like Matt might have come down on somebody's foot.
He was favoring his ankle there, as we'll have the training staff come out.
We've got the replay on that.
Just a little bit of a tweak right there. So plenty of experience for him. And yeah, just very awkward landing there. Certainly appears to be something of a sprain variety right there. Of course, we don't want to speculate, but That is not exactly.
I mean, you didn't bring your MRI machine, did you?
I did not bring. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit it in my RAV4 on the way here.
Your new RAV4.
My new RAV4. Yes, that is correct. As we get a foul here out of the stoppage and play, and that is going to be a foul on Drew Hill. That'll be his first. And that is the first on South Putnam. Again, gives us a chance to make people aware of the new foul rule here in IHSAA play this season. Again, it is the women's college basketball rule, to say the least. It is 2 shots after 5 fouls. There is no more 1-and-1 after 7 fouls in high school basketball this season. Turnover here for North Putnam, and South Putnam trying to get into some rhythm here, right here. But again, North Putnam keeping it up here with this full court pressure.
Caught it with his back to the basket that time. Didn't realize there was nobody guarding him.
Nearly turned over as Wyatt Mullen able to get it inside to Harris, and he's going to draw the end one.
Oh, look what I found. That was a turnover waiting to happen. Bounced off a couple of hands, right into his hand. He was able to convert that. Sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good.
And this time it's luck, as Harris able to convert on that one.
If you're good and lucky, that's a good combo.
Parker Harris, an offensive lineman on the South Putnam football team. They were ranked number 5 in Class Single A earlier this season. They too also made a pretty good run in the Class 1A tournament. 3 ball just off the mark there from Hackelman. It goes out of bounds, but not before a foul is called. It'll stay here with North Putnam.
Good job crashing the boards from the opposite side. No block out. Nobody went to find him.
And that'll be Parker Harris with the foul.
It's like, come on, man. Come on out and play some hoop.
Turnover inside here as Jefferson can't quite reel it in down low.
And guess what? He's a good enough athlete. He finds himself out there on the floor.
Still a close one here in the early going. Hackelman drives the lane, goes off the side of the backboard, and the rebound into the hands of Hill. So here's Cam Bozell, works it back to Hill again. Hill had 4 quick points out of the gate for South Putnam, but he has been held in check ever since. And he tries again there from the wing, and that's off the mark. Hackelman throws it right into the hands of Bozell. Wyatt Mullen directing some traffic here. The quarterback of the football team, also the quarterback here of the basketball team here as the point guard. And that goes out of bounds. It will stay here with South Putnam.
A little nonchalant with the passing right there. They ran Hill over the top of that on that, what they call an Iverson cut over those 2 guys in the high post, and they switched out on him, and the passer never saw it. There he is again. See him switch.
Here's Hill, who likes to create his shots, but he has not been able to create much here over the last 6 minutes. And it looked like Hackelman got a piece of that one as that goes for another turnover. Pulling up, 3 on the way, off the back of the iron there from Caden Helderman. But a lucky offensive rebound, as you mentioned earlier, Coach. Luck in the hands here of North Putnam for a moment as they turn it over. Drew Hill going coast to coast, and Lady Luck not on the side of Drew Hill there as he dribbles off his foot.
Got a little shades of the first game here. Guys handing the ball back and forth to each other.
There were a lot of turnovers in the girls' game earlier tonight.
What we learned from the first game was you can't score if you don't get shots up.
So it's been a 4-point deficit here for the last 4 minutes now, as a timeout's going to be called here by North Putnam.
I find that very interesting because he intentionally drove that ball to the baseline to call that timeout. So let's see what kind of play they run coming out. I mean, they wanted to get the ball out of bounds on the baseline.
30-second timeout here called by North Putnam, so just kind of
there may be a trick or two up the sleeve here. We'll see.
Getting something put together here for Coach Vince Brooks. There you see Josh Estridge in the suit there, the head coach for South Putnam. He's the new head coach. Again, as I mentioned in the pregame, he's the fourth head coach, rather the fifth head coach in the last 6 seasons for South Putnam. So certainly a lot of turnover in the head coaching department for South Putnam. But he comes here from Plainfield, where he was a student of Andy Weaver.
Well, I know he'd been there for a while because I've spent a little time recruiting some Plainfield guys over the years.
And now Pickle back into the ball game, trying to work things in the post, and it's going to be a foul on the floor here on South Putnam.
I like that move. I like him going to that hook shot right there.
And that's going to be Jefferson's first in the third of the quarter here for South Putnam. Of course, I say third of the quarter because the fouls will reset at the end of the quarter, as there's a nice cut off the inbound there by Hackelman.
That's why they wanted it. That's why they wanted it side out. They got some stuff they want to do on the OB unders. Little fake up the lane, got a little back screen, didn't communicate defensively, layup.
Mullen working things around here for the Eagles. Ozell back into the hands of Isaac Garner, the freshman. Jefferson inside, gets forced out, but he's able to get it in off the block. So final 15 seconds here, holding for the last shot are the Cougars. Hackelman going to try and do it himself here. He tries to draw a foul, but that was a clean block by Harris as that goes out of bounds.
They kind of cleared off the entire side with a shooter in the corner for Hackelman to take that lane line drive. Almost got there.
Trying the inbound again. Hackelman spins out there from the elbow. Can't get the J to fall, but still the Cougars hold the 4-point lead after the end of one quarter here. North Putnam on top of South Putnam as we go to break. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
We're at the end of quarter number one, on to quarter number two as you get a look at the blackout student section here for South Putnam on the ISC Sports Network. The Eagles trailing the Cougars of North Putnam 15-11. Alongside Coach Bill Finland, I'm Kurt Darling. Coach, North Putnam looked pretty crisp in that opening quarter.
They did. Well, you know, you always look good when the shots go in, but their execution was just a little bit better than South's. And they took care of the ball just a little bit better than South did, hence the couple of possession lead they have right now.
4 different players have scored for North Putnam so far. Brogan Woodall with 2 free throws, and then 2 3-pointers from Brady Barber as well as Jaden Windmiller. And then Nolan Hackelman only has a bucket, but he got several shots up there in that quarter.
They're looking to him to drive it, you can tell.
So the Cougars start the second half with the ball, and you see that drive that time from Brady Barber, the team captain. It goes just off the side of the iron. Drew Hill finished that first quarter on the bench, and he gets trapped as he gets an opening in the corner. You can't leave Drew Hill open like that.
Can't leave him alone. You know, if you stay on him, he's probably going to shoot it anyway, but you got a much better chance if you stick with him. They just kind of lost track of him right there, and that was for him, that was a pretty easy one.
His first three-pointer of the night, as you see a Euro step there by Matt Farrington on a bum ankle and everything.
He's back.
He's able to come back and draw the foul.
Didn't have to go MRI, it didn't look like.
He looked pretty gimpy there midway through the first quarter.
He did tweak it, and you could tell on the replay that it didn't feel good at the time. But
you can see
he was
that.
Able to walk it off. Looked like he got it taped up a little bit.
You see he has a good tape job there by the training staff there for North Putnam on that right ankle as he misses the first foul shot.
Plus, he's a senior, man. You don't play that many games. You know, if you can go, he's going to be out there and go.
He only averaged 3 points a game just a season ago, but he has certainly been a presence controlling the pace of a game as he goes off the front of the iron again. So he goes empty on that one. It remains a 1-point ball game. South Putnam have yet to lead in this one. North Putnam has led from the get-go. So this is Drew Klein in for the first time here today for South Putnam, wearing number 11. Hill up top trying to split inside, forces it in, and a big block there by Windmiller.
Well, he's kind of forcing the issue, and then he went right hand, right shoulder, right into the defense. And good block without fouling right there.
Helderman off the front of the iron, can't get that one to go, but there is Windmiller again with a big offensive rebound. He is really coming on strong here in the post on both ends of the floor. On the bum ankle again, there is Farrington. Hackelman, one-on-one down low, can't get the shot for the and one, but he goes to the line.
Good ball movement, put the defense into closeout situation, and then he just attacked the closeout, able to get all the way to the rim.
Again, Nolan Hackelman, the leading returning scorer from a season ago. He averaged 11 per contest. Coach Vince Brooks just loves to coach him as he misses that front end, but still one of the hardest workers on the team. Hackelman, a 61% foul shooter a season ago, so that was an area where he struggled. And North Putnam now 0 for 4 as a team at the charity stripe. Hill trying to work on Barber.
You know, those are those things that happen early in the season. You can practice free throws all you want, but it's just very different when you go up there with a gym full of people and it's just you.
Another block there as Mullen took it in. Jefferson tries the follow-up. He puts it off of the foot there of Farrington. What a heads-up play there by Khalil Jefferson.
Khalil's got a little, he's kind of a juicy guy. He's got a little juice to him.
He's a 6'3" sophomore. So not only does he have some juice, he has some youth as well.
I'm not sure that it was a great save, and it might have gone back out and bounced off of him, too. I'm not sure about that.
Putting it up from deep that time. A good shot from Cam Bozell. And now South Putnam have a 2-point advantage as they lead for the first time in this contest. Farrington. Underneath, outside, Helderman tries to answer with a 3 of his own. He is 0 for 3 from behind the arc. He's one of the sharpshooting specialists here for North Putnam. He was 33% from behind the arc last year. Bozell trying again from the same spot. 2 for 2 is Cam Bozell.
Cam ought to just stay right there on that spot.
A quick 6-0 run here for South Putnam on the pure shooting of Cam Bozell. And now South Put commits another foul here, as certainly a unique shooting stroke right there for Bozell, but he gets both of those shots to fall from way back from behind the arc.
He's got to have a little space. He's got a very low release. He's got to have a little room to get that thing up. And
Jefferson blocks the inbound out of bounds right there. Both of these teams certainly getting their hands on the ball, whether if it's from blocking shots or getting it in the way of some passing lanes as well. Barber nearly pulled the trigger from the top of the key. He thought better of it. Hackelman outside. 3 on the way from Windmiller. That's another one for him. Second 3 ball of the night for Windmiller. He has 6 points. Cutting inside is Mullen, and he gets his first bucket.
Both teams doing a pretty good job of creating offense for each other right now. I like what North is doing. They've been doing a lot of weaving out front, and with guys in the corner.
Like Brogan Woodall from the corner for 3.
Inviting those guys who are guarding the people in the corner to try to help out on the weave, and then they'll spit it to the guy in the corner for a shot or a drive.
Both these teams shooting well from behind the arc. Each team has made 3 3-pointers. As Woodall does not have the numbers, he lets the offense develop here. Woodall left alone again in the corner, and he hits another one. Brogan Woodall with back-to-back 3-pointers gives the lead back to North Putnam.
You know, that's that thing I talk about all the time is defensive decision-making. That time the defender took a wave at the pass rather than just going to the man and trying to take that 3-pointer away, and you can't do both of those things.
Drew Hill going at the man and at the basket that last time for another bucket of his. And so both of these teams moving up-tempo here on offense. Deep again, another one there for Cam Bozell.
Heat check. That wasn't even his spot.
He's hit 3 in a row from many locations, but how about a heat check on the building?
Let's go.
Nolan Hackelman gets
go.
one to go from behind the arc.
Let's go, Putnam County.
They're going to call that a 2-pointer. He had his foot on the line, but still, it was a heck of a shot there by Hackelman. Bozell tries to go from inside this time, and they're going to call it out of bounds. Actually, looks like it was a 3-second violation.
No, I think it's a foul. So he drove it, got rebounded, and then he whacked him on the head.
So it is a foul on the floor now as the officials try to get the call right here at the top of the key on the North Putnam side of the court. So it is a foul here. It's going to be on Caden Helderman, I believe. That'll be his first.
While we were trying to figure out the foul, our crew had the 3-point barrage on the replay. And that was an exciting 90 seconds of basketball right there. Quick bang, 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 bang.
Quick shout out to David Cohen and Alex Laverne on the tech as well as Greg Mash, our director, doing an excellent job at getting us on the air today for the girls game earlier and this boys game as well here of this South Putnam, North Putnam rivalry. So as they get everything sorted out here, they actually call the foul on South Putnam's Cam Bozell. So that is going to be his first and the team's 4th. North Putnam still has yet to get a foul here in this first half.
Well, Windmiller had rebounded that ball, and Bozell decapitated him, and I'm not sure that they realized who it was at the time. He's been recapitated since then. He's got his head back on.
I love your vocabulary.
Thank you.
1-point advantage here for South Putnam.
Not everybody can have a Northwestern degree and do nothing with it.
Except coach for 40 years. Here's Khalil Jefferson. Off the steal has Mullen. Mullen into the lane, off the glass, gets it to go.
Really good take.
Wyatt Mullen starting to heat up himself. All 4 of his points coming in this quarter.
Okay, you've got South showing a little bit of 3-2 zone right now.
In the corner here.
And Kurt, I kind of like it because they were having a little hard time guarding that weave stuff.
Again, South Putnam had a tough opening opponent as Isaac Pickle able to get that one to go for North Putnam. South Putnam started things off against Clay City, one of the better teams in the state. Out of the gate, they got absolutely waxed in that one by 30 points, but South Putnam shaking that loss off there after that 10-day layoff.
That was a great drop-off on the drive by Farrington. The thing that's open against the 3-2 is the corners.
Steal here by Woodall. Helderman gets it inside, takes it by himself. So the lead has changed about 5 or 6 times here over the last 4 minutes or so after North Putnam got out to an early lead. Traveling violation there by Parker Harris.
It's a good call. I'm not sure where Parker thought he was going right there, but he wasn't going to have a chance to get there.
2 best players on the floor check back in here as, again, a nice drive there by Caden Helderman to get his first bucket.
Kill, baby. You just can't throw the ball to the other guy. You got to make him earn those 2 points.
Drew Hill and Nolan Hackelman of both sides coming back in. Around into the corner is Farrington. Splits the defenders back out. Woodall has another one from the other side.
He's got a nice stroke. He didn't get a very good catch on that ball. He had to really make an adjustment before he put it up there. I'm kind of surprised he shot it, but he was able to cash in.
Hill tries to answer from the top of the key. Kind of awkward shot there off of the screen. Into the corner, Hackelman tries one of his own, and he's short. Loose ball to Mullen.
Got lucky there. Pretty open.
Wyatt Mullen, coast to coast, 6 points in this quarter. Final 15 seconds here. North going to try and keep the lead going into halftime. Farrington. Long 3 ball for him off the back of the iron. Trying to go for the rebound over Jefferson's back that time was Barber, and it looks like they are going to get Barber for the offensive foul. So that's going to be a turnover, and South Putnam will get at least a chance at a half-court shot here, depending on how they set things up here with 1 second left. So they just put it up from deep.
Might as well throw it to the quarterback if you got to get it 90 feet.
That's
right?
why they have him as the quarterback for the football team and here on the basketball team as well. North Putnam have the lead here at the half. It is 33-31 as they try to keep things going here. We'll take a quick timeout. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network. Oh, they're going to do a chuck-a-duck.
They're going to do a chuck-a-duck.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, podcast, whatever it is. Just call it whatever you want.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30 all season long right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Well, before we talk about some basketball, let's talk about some chuck-a-duck action.
Let's talk about stuff that matters.
Yeah, exactly. They have done a fundraiser here tonight where kids can buy a rubber ducky, and they're going to try and chuck the duck at the target in the center of the court. Whoever gets closest wins a prize from the raffle. Alongside Bill Fenlon, I'm Kurt Darling. Coach, who thought we would be doing some play-by-play of some rubber
Stop
duck
talking, man.
talking?
They're about to throw the ducks. Oh, there they go. Wow. Oh, one's right on it.
Oh, one is very close.
They're going to have to get the tape measure out.
They're going to have to get the string out like you measure in golf to see who's further out.
Oh, look at that kid right there. He went out and grabbed it, and he was going to throw it again.
Going to try and get a little bit. Looks like they've eyeballed it.
Somebody kind of discovered him. Look at, he's doing it. There, see him?
And so it's going to be close here as we'll see who comes away with this one.
He's like, I'm going to do this again. Oh, there he goes. He just threw it again.
He just threw it across the court.
He's trouble, that guy, the kid with the C on his hat. There we go.
Well, a kid named Cam Bozell, who also happens to be the same name of one of the South Putnam basketball players, got the duck at the center, so he wins a prize there from the raffle. Congratulations.
He said, well, Cam is knocking in all those threes. I'm going to just write his name on the duck and see if that'll do me any good.
Channeling some of the Cam Bozell magic here in
Give
this
me
one.
some of that Cam Bozell juju.
Indeed, he certainly had the juju. For South Putnam, he has 9 points, all of them coming from behind the arc, Coach, as we've been talking about this game so far here. Close one here, to say the least, here as North Putnam holds the 2-point lead going into the second half.
Well, we had a stretch there in that second quarter where they were just going at each other. Three, scoring, and it was pretty good basketball. And we've got ourselves a game right here.
By my unofficial count here, Coach, 8 3-pointers between both squads in that first half. That's certainly a pretty good number.
And I think 5 of those came within about a 2-minute stretch. So
that'll be something to watch as well. So we'll certainly dive more into that. But first, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have some highlights of those 3-pointers and a lot more. Stick with us here on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. Oh! That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one.
This is the Endeavor Communications halftime show. Endeavor Communications would like to say thanks for watching this annual early season tradition. We are proud to be a part of your local event and wish all the athletes good luck during this competition. Together with our members at Endeavor Communications, it's committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about communities we serve and services we offer, visit weendeavor.com. Alongside Coach Bill Finland, I'm Kurt Darling. Coach, looking at some highlights here from this first half. Certainly a lot of them as we get closer to the second half.
Well, that was that first three that came off the screen where North Putt is doing a good job of screening people in on the help side and then reversing the ball to wide open shooters.
Some turnovers have certainly happened as well. Brogan Woodall, one of 3 3-pointers that he would make in that second quarter. He has 11 points to lead all scorers so far in this one. You certainly see some good play from Drew Hill as well, but how about this grab from Parker Harris?
That's the look what I found play.
That's the
ball
one where
bounced around a little bit. He just grabbed it and stuck it in.
That's the one where you talked about luck certainly being on the side. Of course, Hackelman has had a little bit of a tough time getting things moving here in that first half. He had only 1 bucket, but still made his presence felt in other ways. But still, nevertheless, South Putnam was able to go on a pretty big run there midway through the second quarter. Drew Hill knocking down a 3 there.
I think North has done a pretty good job of containing Hill up until this point. They haven't really let him get going, and I think that'll be a big key to the second half.
And then we talk about Cam Bozell, who hit 3 3-pointers in a row on 3 straight possessions for South Putnam.
And his duck may have won the Chuck the Duck contest as well.
Indeed it did.
Mean, the guy's doing everything tonight.
Wyatt Mullen, he had 6 points in that second quarter as well to add to the South Putnam total. But still, North Putnam able to keep the Eagles at bay with another 3-pointer there by Woodall. And then Hackelman again finding it back to Woodall for what would be his 3rd 3-pointer of that half. Still Drew Hill trying to do exactly what he can do to keep his points total up. He has 9 points at this juncture so far. And then Bozell with another one to finish off what would be a big half of scoring for him.
That was the heat check one. That was a good 27 feet away.
So Hackelman has 4 points off of that one, and of course Mullen again. And then how about Farrington as well, feeding it to Pickle, as Matt Farrington went down with an injury in the first quarter, but he was able to come back in the second quarter and just tough through it. Helderman with a lay-in there on the fast break.
I really like Pickle. I'd like to see them get him a little more involved on the offensive end this half.
Isaac Pickle described as their 6th starter by Coach Vince Brooks. He had some big plays as well, but that's how we got to this juncture here, Coach.
You really can't have 6 starters, you know.
Of course you can't, yes.
You know, you can't do that. So that's just,
of course, being the good journalist.
You know what? We're not going to start you, but we're going to call you the 6th starter.
Being the good journalist I am using the direct quote from the source, as they say. And so that is how they describe Isaac Pickle. It'll be South Putnam starting the second half with the basketball here. Bozell with the hot hand out of that first half. Coach, what are you going to see here from these two squads in the second half?
Well, again, I think if they take care of the basketball, this one could come all the way down to the wire. See if this hot shooting can continue. Just can't let Hill catch it in rhythm and load it up like that. There was really no reason for that. I think you got to make him put it on the floor whenever he touches it.
So Drew Hill keeps that hot shooting moving, rather, as it's back to a 1-point lead here for South Putnam. Hackelman tries to find an answer, but he is quickly shut down by Jefferson. But still, there is Helderman to do the honors.
Pretty confident shooter, Caden Helderman.
You talk about hot shooting, Coach. Looks like it hasn't cooled down despite that 10-minute break. Inside to Jefferson. He puts it up with the one hand. Nothing there. Farrington directing some traffic as Helderman goes along the baseline, tries to get the cut. Instead, Hackelman will go right down the lane, and off the finger roll, they're going to get him for an offensive foul.
Good job by the big guy right there holding his ground.
Foul number 1 on Helderman.
Hackelman is an excellent.
A little bit too much there for Mullen.
Pretty good idea. Had him.
The lead has changed hands several times here over the last quarter and some change. Hackelman tries to get more consistency here for North Putnam, as that was Barber driving along the left side. Nothing there. Drew Hill again. He kept his hot shooting moving. He has 12 points at this juncture. Meanwhile, Jefferson trying to get back into the scorers column. He only has 4 points on 2 buckets he made in the first quarter. Farrington left wide open, tries to take advantage, and he's just leaving the ball a little short, both from deep and from the charity stripe. But still, it's good to see Farrington out there given the injury he had earlier. Quick substitution here as Brogan Woodall will check back into the ball game. He made 3 3-pointers in that second quarter for North Putnam. Some pressure here from the Cougars. And Wyatt Mullen again doing some give and go action, but it's tipped up, but Jefferson somehow comes down with the ball, then he'll go to the line. And Khalil Jefferson, the sophomore, one of these young players here for South Putnam, is trying to get as much experience as he can here.
He's a long, lanky, athletic kid. Once his skill level starts to catch up with his enthusiasm level, he's got a chance to be a really good player.
Isaac Pickle back into the lineup here for Coach Vince Brooks. South Putnam, like their counterparts on the girls' squad, have a favorable schedule to start this season off. 5 of their first 7 games are right here in the friendly confines of South Putnam Gymnasium. They have this one. They'll be at home tomorrow night as well against Brown County before going on the road to Greencastle. Farrington pump fakes, drives along the baseline. Leaves it now for Windmiller down low. Jalen Windmiller has kind of cooled off after going a little hot there in the first quarter. And now he tries to get it to Pickle down low. Big man on big man, sophomore on sophomore, and Pickle.
Good footwork on that. He had an opportunity to travel a little bit, got bumped, just held his ground, pivoted, got himself in a position to score the basketball.
He has 4 points.
I think I'd let him touch it a little more.
Certainly a good matchup between he and Jefferson down low.
Yep, length on length.
So here's Mullen organizing things as he gets Hill. Step back jumper from the elbow off the mark. Khalil Jefferson with the offensive rebound. And they're going to say he got swatted on the arm there going up for it.
Well, you got to find him when the shot goes up because you know he's going to the board. Good job of getting his team an extra possession right there.
That's going to be 2 now on Matt Farrington. Hill off the inbound.
Catch and shoot. Catch and shoot.
3 3-pointers for him.
Kurt, that's what you really can't let him do. You know, if he has to bounce it, and his percentage is going to go way down.
Pickle goes in on a triple team, somehow gets it back out to Barber. Nothing there. Offensive rebound by Windmiller. Brogan can't get that one to go again, but still 3 shots tried. All of them come up short there for North Putnam.
Pickle, that last one was point blank. He needed to knock that one in.
Jefferson, triple team. Kind of a Wilt the Stilt type dribble inside with the jump hook, but that goes way off the mark. Windmiller, left up, Nothing there. The shooting appears to have cooled off here for North Putnam as they have missed each of their last 5 shots as it stays here with North Putnam. And actually, it's going to be South Putnam getting the ball out of bounds.
Both teams moving a little faster than their skill level will allow them to be efficient. So they need to just kind of slow down, find a little bit of a rhythm.
Maybe a little faster than their conditioning as well, because it was really fast at the start of the game, but now they've already played 2.5 full quarters.
And it's early.
Mullen off the glass, nothing there. Parker Harris fights his way inside using his speed and size, but can't quite get that shot to fall. Helderman wanted to shoot that 3 ball, thought better of it. Leaving it inside for Pickle is Woodall, and it goes out of bounds. There's going to be a foul coming up.
Well, you can see North Putt in particular, that they don't have the same patience that they had in the earlier stages of the game. They're taking a lot more shots on the front end of possessions before they've really moved the defense.
Another reminder, there's already 4 fouls here on North Putnam, which means the next time that they commit a foul, whether it's on the floor or not, South Putnam will be shooting 2 automatic free throws. Pickle remaining in the game here down low as Hackelman leaves it back outside. Brogan Woodall finally finds his stroke. 14 points for him, 4 made 3-pointers. Mullen fights inside, working on Pickle. I'll talk about a mismatch right there. Hill, though, on the catch and shoot, nothing there as well.
That was great defense by Pickle. Mullen was trying to be physical with him, and he just stayed off a little bit and used his length to block that shot.
Helderman pulls the trigger quickly off the side of the iron. Into the corner, the freshman Isaac Garner off the back of the iron there, but on the second chance opportunity, Jefferson.
He's doing a great job for them on the offensive glass. Just keeping the ball alive, getting those extra possessions.
We are knotted at 41 apiece as Pickle breaks the stalemate. Well, Coach, this has certainly been a fun game to watch between these two squads going back and forth.
Absolutely. Kids are playing hard, playing together.
The last time these two teams met was last year. And South Putnam leads the all-time series 43-37 over the last 35 years as we get a whistle. And it's going to be Hackelman picking up his 4th foul here, Coach. And that is also number 5 on the quarter for North Putnam. So it's an automatic 2 shots here for Jefferson, even though the foul was on the floor.
Well, they're pretty dependent on Hackelman's driving ability on the offensive end, and he's a physical kid on the defensive end. So we'll see if he maybe sits him down for a little bit and make sure he's not going to get that quick 5th.
Foul shooting has certainly left something to be desired here for South Putnam. They are now 1 for 4 as a team in that regard. And Jefferson gets that South Putnam Gymnasium roll right there.
That one got just about every inch of the rim before it fell in.
Into the final 90 seconds here of this 3rd quarter. South Putnam coming off that loss to Clay City. Certainly not playing like a team who came off of a 30-point loss to a good Clay City team. No foul called, and Pickle takes advantage of it.
He might have been able to get that call, but he didn't get it.
Of course, Pickle having the presence of mind to keep going through it with the no call.
Yep.
He looked like he was expecting the whistle.
Yeah, and there's no, there's no restricted area in high school basketball, so you should be able to take that one just about anywhere on the floor.
Garner gets his pocket picked. North Putnam trying to get back here to extend their lead. They do with the and one from Brady Barber.
Freshman a little bit too loose with the ball out front there.
And it's Garner as well who picks up the foul after committing that turnover.
It's tough series for him.
Second team foul of the quarter here as we tick inside of the final minute. And Barber can't convert the and one. Nearly an offensive rebound there by Pickle using his length. Hill back to Mullen. And that ball goes right off the face of Parker Harris. Another turnover. Brady Barber tries to draw another foul. He does. He doesn't get the and one this time, but he'll go back to the line. And that is going to be Hill's second.
Great job of just kind of taking the ball at his body right there to finish, and gave himself a chance to make the layup and definitely get the foul call.
Free throw shooting has certainly been something of a struggle for North Putnam today. That's only their third made foul shot out of 6 trips to the line here today. But Barber able to make both of those. So after being down by 1, North Putnam has gone on an 8-0 run here over the last minute.
They've really got a chance to finish this quarter off really well after Hackelman came up with his 4th foul.
This is also the largest lead of the ball game so far at 7 points. Mullen pulls up here with 6 seconds to go. Hill tries the putback, nothing there. Fighting for it is Khalil Jefferson. Hook shot at the buzzer, just off the mark. Heck of an effort there by South Putnam to try and cut into the lead of North Putnam, but it's the Cougars on top going into the 4th and final quarter. We'll take a timeout. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
One more quarter left to play here of this North-South Putnam County rivalry here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Coach Bill Fenlon, I'm Kurt Darling. The girls game earlier tonight between these two schools, a 50-39 result for South Putnam. Well, Coach, it's going to be a much closer result, to say the least, here if things keep going the way they've been going in this boys' game.
Yeah, and it looks like North Put is going to leave Hackelman on the bench here to start the half with 4 fouls. I think that's probably a pretty good move.
Nolan Hackelman only has 4 points.
South is coming out in a zone, in that 3-2 zone, to see if they can kind of change things up a little bit. Slow these guys from North down, who finished that quarter on fire.
North Putnam ending the quarter on an 8-0 run as Helderman comes up short from 3. Big rebound there from Parker Harris. Wyatt Mullen went off for 6 points in the second quarter. He has been scoreless since then. Drew Hill, though, has kept things going for South Putnam. He's off the iron there from the top of the key. Into the corner, Brady Barber goes a little long there.
Got lucky because they just weren't back in transition and weren't talking, didn't get matched up, and left a guy wide open.
There's Cam Bozell. He's a name that we didn't say a lot of in the third quarter, as there's a turnover by South Putnam. I tell you what, Coach, the Eagles can't afford to have too many more turnovers here if they're down 7 with 6 to go here in this game.
Because we've already learned.
Of course.
If you don't get shots up, you can't make baskets.
That is today's word of wisdom from the Bill Finland Book of Wisdom.
You know, you call me Captain Obvious if you want, but there's a lot of guys.
It applies.
There's a lot of guys that play like they kind of don't understand that.
It certainly applies as Mullen just tries to throw one up to draw a foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's going to be Farrington's 3rd foul there as he picks up another one. And Wyatt Mullen had 6 points against Clay City just 10 days ago. As the school's quarterback, he's only a junior, has passed for 4,300 career passing yards on the gridiron.
Wow.
He is a heck of a quarterback for South Putnam.
That's a lot, I think.
And he has one more year. It is a lot in high school football. And he still has one more year as he makes both foul shots to give him 8 points on the night, a new season high.
He looks like a guy who could run with it a little bit.
He also runs a lot as well, yes. Coach Chuck Sorrell here in attendance tonight to watch this game before he's the head coach of the football team for South Putnam. 3 on the way again here from Helderman, goes off the mark. Jefferson bulldozes his way through, and he gets it across midcourt. Bozell up top, runs into Mullen. Some confusion there on how to run that set, and they will just reset here with Mullen again. Whistle away from the ball. They're going to get a foul on North Putnam.
Had a little bit of a mismatch down there. They had Helderman guarding the big Jefferson, and was just kind of holding and grabbing a little bit.
Parker Harris yelling at his teammates to get in the right spots here as they come out of the inbound. And a 3-second violation, I believe is the call there on South Putnam. So just lots of confusion there on that set there for the Eagles.
Well, and that way he's got one of his 6 3-second calls for the year. He's got that under his belt, because they just don't call that very much. Jefferson was just kind of had a foot in the lane right there.
And a timeout's going to be called here by North Putnam to try and talk things over here as we move through this third quarter. So while we have a moment, Endeavor Communications would like to wish both of tonight's teams good luck in the upcoming season. Together with our members, Endeavor Communications is committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about the communities we serve and services we offer, visit weendeavor.com. I was talking more about the football angle here as North Putnam coach Vince Brooks works things over here with his squad on the sideline. Again, North Putnam made a pretty deep run in the postseason tournament for football. They had to wait and reschedule their season opener, which was supposed to be against Southmont, but that had to be moved to January 23rd. So this is their season opener tonight on the road. They play 4 of their first 5 games on the road, due North Putnam. So not only are you starting the season against a county rival, you start the majority of your season on the road here in this one. How do you approach that out of the start of the season, Coach?
Well, I think they just have to see this as preseason, right? Like I said earlier, I think that this time of year you're trying to build your team. A couple of these guys got out here a little later than you'd like them to, but they're obviously good athletes, and they'll figure out how to blend it. They'll have some time over the holiday break and those kinds of things to put it together, and both these teams will just continue to improve as the season goes on.
Windmiller misses from deep, and it goes out of bounds for a turnover. Of course, we talked a lot about football, F-O-O-T football, but rather there's also some promising athletes from the F-U-T-B-A-L team, rather football, soccer from North Putnam. They won the WIC title for the first time in school history this past fall. They are the smallest school in the Western Indiana Conference, and a majority of that team as well is right here on this North Putnam foot basketball squad, as well as you see Farrington go right down the lane from the feed, that time from Barber.
Turnover that leads directly to a bucket. Kill ya.
Heck of a take there by Farrington, who has certainly taken his bumps and bruises in this one here today. It's also Farrington's first bucket of the night, and now he comes away with a steal. They're going to get a jump ball on the floor, and the possession arrow.
The timeout.
And now they're going to give the timeout to North Putnam after they had gotten possession.
Wow.
That was nearly going to be a possession arrow to the Eagles, but that results in a turnover back here to North Putnam by South Putnam. How about that sequence there?
Well, it was an ill-advised pass trying to thread the needle after they just turned it over in the last possession. You just can't, you just have to be better decision makers than that under these circumstances, because you're at a little bit of a danger point where things could get away from you a little bit, especially when you don't get any shots up.
That's certainly the case for South Putnam. They've led a couple times in this ball game, but they have not led by more than 3 points. Meanwhile, North Putnam, they had a big run in the first quarter, but they allowed South Putnam to get back into the second quarter where things were going back and forth. And now North Putnam has kind of established themselves out front for the time being as they lead by 7. So North Putt with the basketball out of the timeout.
If you're North Putt, you want to extend them a little bit defensively now and see if you can't get them to make some mistakes. But to do that, you have to give them a chance to make mistakes.
Hackelman is back into the ball game as well. Remember, he has 4 fouls. He loads up a 3 from deep. And North Putnam, even though they have the lead, they've missed scoring like that whenever he's been on the bench.
Drive, kind of contract the defense into the lane and spit it back out. They've done a pretty good job of that all night.
Hackelman with 7 now off of that shot. Hill tries to get it into Harris. He nearly turns it over out of bounds. Look at that jump hook inside, but leaves it too strong. Windmiller left open. He pulls the trigger. He's made a couple of those tonight, but he's missed his last 3. Into the game now here for South Putnam is Blake Witt. He's a freshman. Now a little bit of a mismatch up top here on the young freshman between he and Barber, the senior. On the switch, Farrington, and now Witt has to go up against Hackelman as well. Left down low, Windmiller. What a possession there by North Putnam.
Well, they lull him to sleep a little bit with the weave, and then the guys who are guarding the people standing in the corner start to get involved with the weave, and they get back cut, they get driven on. They're not able to block out on the offensive boards. Pretty good offensive basketball there by North Putt.
Timeout on the court. Back in a moment here on ISC.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
2:43 left to go here in this contest, and it is the largest lead of the ball game here tonight between North and South Putnam. 56-44, 12 points is the deficit for South Putnam. Alongside Bill Fenlon, I'm Kurt Darling. Well, Coach, it hasn't felt like a big run by North Putnam, but they have slowly but surely gotten out away from South Putnam here over the last few minutes.
They've done it because they haven't turned it over. They've been a little more deliberate offensively, and And I think South Putt's just they've gotten themselves in a little too much of a rush. They started to play a little too quickly, a little too early. And now they are going to have to hurry up a little bit.
Unlike on the girls' side of this rivalry, which is dominated by South Putnam, North Putnam dominates the boys' rivalry in this particular contest, as Hill goes right to the rim, can't quite get enough inertia over the rim there, and it's a turnover. The last time these two teams met was back on February 10th of 2022 in the Putnam County Tournament. That was a 63-49 win for South Putnam. So North Putnam not only looking for bragging rights, a little revenge as well here in this particular rivalry.
I think if you're South, you might want to think about maybe jumping and trapping some of these handoffs and trying to force the issue just a little bit.
Underneath, Pickle left all alone on the mismatch as well.
Last 2 or 3 possessions has kind of been surgery for North Putt. Just kind of lulled them to sleep with the weaving out front and just waiting for South to make a mistake and capitalizing on it.
10 points now for Isaac Pickle off the bench. Final 60 seconds here in this one as Hackelman hits the deck. And they're going to say that was a foul away from the ball there on South Putnam on the offensive side. That was going to be Parker Harris who picked up the foul. That is going to be his third, and a 30-second timeout here called by South Putnam to make a few substitutions and just talk a few things over here, as it's now a 14-point lead here for North Putnam.
Well, they got more than a few things to talk over with a 14-point lead.
Endeavor Communications would like to say good luck to both North and South Putnam for the rest of the season. We are proud to be a part of this local event together with our members. Endeavor Communications is committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about the communities we serve and services we offer, visit weendeavor.com. We will also have a player of the game for you at the end of this contest. We will certainly try to see who can come away with that one. It's going to be one to watch there, but certainly it's going to be one that probably nobody really expected from North Putnam, but still, he has had a heck of a game here today. We will give you our player of the game at the conclusion of today's contest here on the ISC Sports Network. Off the steal on the inbound. Here is Blake Witt waiting for it, and the freshman getting into the scorer's column. Off a steal again. Wyatt Mullen can't get that one to go. Putback goes there for Drew Hill. How about that sequence, Coach?
Well, that's one way to get back in it. Turn them over for layups. If you can get them to do that about 4 more times, you're going to be right there.
Again, it's still a 10-point ball game here, so still a pretty big mountain to climb if you're South Putnam. But 2 quick turnovers lead to 2 quick points. They're right back at it.
They've also got fouls to give, so they can afford to be super aggressive right here and maybe knock another one loose like that.
And it's turned over. It is South Putnam basketball. 3 turnovers on 3 straight inbounds from North Putnam. And the Eagles are not out of this yet. Inbound comes here to Wyatt Mullen. Trying to pick it up that time there is Klein. It gets tipped away by Farrington. Blake Witt into the lane. Look at that move by the young freshman, and he gets the and one. How about Blake Witt off the bench?
He looks pretty comfortable out there.
Let's take a look at this again. Look at this, the delay on the move inside.
Took the hit, the hair's flopping around, and knocks it in.
I'll tell you what, Blake Witt, he didn't have a whole lot of minutes here at all in this contest. In fact, all of them here in this second half as he misses the and one, but he has 4 points here in this last couple minutes or so that have been meaningful here for South Putnam. Meanwhile, the foul on the rebound is going to be called here on South Putnam.
Well, Jefferson almost was able to keep that miss alive. I think that's a good foul by him going after that loose ball on the glass.
Full court pressure again here from South Putt. North Putnam able to get it across with Hackelman. Again, fouls to give here for South Putnam, although granted, not as many as you would usually see in years past. They only have 2 more to give here before free throws go automatically to 2 shots for North Putt.
Well,
or now 1 more, excuse me.
If you're North, you got to know there's just no reason to even shoot it.
40
you have
seconds
to handle
left.
It until they foul you.
Case in point.
Kind of reached out and grabbed him with 2 hands. You got to be a little careful about that.
So Wyatt Mullen picks up another foul there, and this will put Helderman at the line for 2 automatic free throws under the new IHSAA rule. And Helderman is able to knock in that first one. His first trip to the foul stripe here this evening. He was a 73 foul shooter a season ago. A timeout will be taken here by North Putnam. Try and talk things over. It is a full timeout taken here, and we'll keep it right here on the ISC Sports Network. Looking ahead now for both of these squads as North Putnam holds a 10-point advantage in what would likely be their first win of the season if the result holds. Again, they go on the road at Edgewood and Sullivan and Park Heritage before coming back home to face Northview. They also have Indian Creek after that. So, Coach, they start the season with 4 of their first 5 on the road, but also all 6 of their first games of the season are conference foes. You get right into conference play here in the Western Indiana Conference.
That's sort of an interesting bit of scheduling, but you know, you got to play them as they lie. And you know, in high school, you say you're on the road, but you're not going that far for the most part. So you're not, you know, when you're playing in college, you're staying overnight, you're not in your own bed, you're traveling, you're, you know, on buses and those kinds of things. And I think those things can really physically impact you. You know, these guys are, you know, getting on the school bus and driving 30 minutes to a game.
South Putnam, on the other hand, will take on Brown County tomorrow night here inside their own gym before they go on the road for the first time this season against Greencastle. Steal away here with time winding down, and Helderman goes hard to the deck that time, and Khalil Jefferson was the one who tripped him up, and he helps him up to the floor. So Pickle back in here for North Putnam in the final 15 seconds, and North Putnam certainly were giving themselves a little bit of a scare at the hands of South Putnam here tonight. The lead changed hands probably about a dozen times throughout the middle of this contest, but their season opener looks like it will bear fruit for the Cougars here this season. So final 8 seconds tip off, and North Putnam will move to 1-0 on the season. South Putnam will fall to 0-2 on the year. The final buzzer sounds 60-50, your final here in this one, as the Cougars are victorious here in this county rivalry. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have your player of the game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Have some sets.
Welcome back here to South Putnam High School here on the ISC Sports Network for continued coverage of the North and South Putnam County rivalry. The girls of South Putnam were victorious here earlier tonight. Will the boys of North Putnam victorious here in this one by a final score of 60-50. Coach, let's go ahead and give out our player of the game. It goes to Brogan Woodall, who was the leading scorer tonight for North Putnam. He had 14 points off of a few made free throws as well here in this one.
North Putnam sniper had a great game tonight. knocked in some clutch shots and made some really good defensive plays along the way as well.
Indeed he did. So Brogan Woodall, he is our Endeavor Communications player of the game here in this county rivalry. Well, Coach, pleasure work with you again tonight, my friend, as North Putnam comes away with a big win. They have a lot of momentum going up against Edgewood here just in a couple days.
Loved it, man. Thanks a lot. That was a fun game.
Indeed, definitely. Final score again here, 60-50. North Putnam knocks off South Putnam in this one. Today's game has been brought to you by Endeavor Communications. Internet speeds up to a gig. Find out more at weendeavor.com. Special thanks to Alex Laverne, David Cohen, and Greg Mash, our crew here tonight alongside Bill Fenlon. I'm Kurt Darling saying so long till next time. You've been watching high school basketball here on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.